Hi guys, welcome back to our next episode at HRC Home Fitness Videos. I'm Peter Law, this is Dave, Gail, and Haley. So, on today's workout, we're going to work on a lot of mobility type exercises. It's going to be 2 bird, 1 stone type exercises. So we're going to get a good amount of resistance in and a good amount of stretching in at the same time. And it's going to set us up for later in the future for a lot more strength exercises. So here we go guys. Our first exercise for today, warm-up one, we're going to start with some neck circles. So we're going to go a few rotations. We're going to go in one direction for now. Get approximately 10 reps in. Once you get 10 reps in, we're going to go ahead and switch directions. We really want to think, not just going through the motions, but really trying to push that circle, that degree of angle we can get with their neck. Alrighty guys, now we've got that out of the way, we're going to start with our joints first, like I said. That way, like I said, we can make sure our joints are nice and warmed up. It takes our joints a little longer than our muscles to actually get a bit of blood in there. So we're going to put some more emphasis on our joints than our muscles today. And we're going to start off with our wrist. We're going to do some basic wrist circles. Let's go ahead and turn inwards. And just like before, we don't want to just think on the motions. Really try to push that range with each circle. Go to 10. And we will switch directions. Now rotating out. Good, really push that range of motion. Good, now it's the next thing, we're gonna go focus on our elbow joints a little bit. So we're gonna do some elbow rotations. Some of you might know this as how we see it sometimes as boxers do it. Kind of like when they hit that little punching bag, we're gonna go to one arm at a time. Really focus that elbow. Just like you're punching a bag. Switch arms. This is really good, especially if you do a lot of weightlifting. A lot of times pressing motions like bench press, overhead pressing, give you a little bit of elbow tendonitis. So this will help kind of prevent that, get a little extra blood pull in there. And relax. Now we're gonna go ahead and go to our shoulder joint. So our biggest joint in our upper body, we're gonna go ahead, go into arm circles. And since our shoulder joint is a ball and socket joint and the biggest joint in our upper body, we're going to put a little more emphasis on this joint. Go ahead, go around 10, 15 reps. Push that range of motion. And switch directions. And as we go for bigger rotations, I usually like to slow down the movement a little more and really try to get our back, shoulder, and chest activated and woken up. All right. Moving from there, we're gonna go to the arm crossovers, back and forth. Moving back, we're gonna retract our scapulas, our back, while stretching our chest. Moving forward, we're gonna protract our scapulas. Nice and loosen up. Alrighty. Moving on to the next one, we're gonna go ahead and move in and grab our PVC pipe. Now for you guys at home, any type of pipe or stick would work. As we can tell here, we actually got a broomstick Gail has here, so anything will work as long as it's nice and straight and even. And even if you don't have a stick, it's okay. You can still go through the motions a little bit, but it will help quite a bit if you do have a stick. So this exercise is called shoulder dislocation. Don't be afraid of the name. It sounds a little intimidating, it sounds very fun, but it's actually made to prevent our shoulders from dislocating. So ironic the name. Yep, we're gonna bring it up here. How it's gonna work, you'll really want to start out wide at first. We're gonna bring it all the way back. Our shoulders, keep our elbows nice and straight. All the way to the front of the waist, to the back. Go at your own speed. We're gonna go about 10 to 12 reps. And go ahead and relax. You can put that stick down for now. We're gonna go ahead and move into some lower body warm-ups, some mobility drills. So, first what we're gonna do is we're gonna do Frankenstein walks, and hence the name walk. We're actually gonna do this stationary for the video. So, but it doesn't make a difference. How this is gonna work is you're gonna take your opposite hand, you're gonna raise your leg and take the opposite hand and reach out and touch your toes. So pretty simple. So left hand would touch right toe. Right hand would touch left toe. So here we go. Should feel a little bit of stretch and our hamstring. We can do a few of these. And our goal here is for each rep is try to straighten that knee out a little bit more each time. Couple more. And guys, we don't always have to do 10 to 12 reps on these. When I work with my clients, I usually like to go as necessary. Sometimes certain muscles are very loose, won't spend too much time on it. While others, like I said, certain muscles are really tight, we'll spend a little more time on it. So play around a little bit, depending on how tight you are. So, alrighty, now we're gonna get into some resistance training with stretch at the same time. So we're gonna pop into a lunge. So to demonstrate a quick lunge, I'm gonna take a big step forward. Like I said, we don't want our knees passing our foot too much. So the further step you take, the less it will have that effect. And from there, so the lunge, and we're also gonna add a lateral spinal twist. So pretty easy. Let's go ahead and do a few of those. Alternate legs each time. Good. The spinal twists really help break up that tissue around our core area, and our abs, our obliques, and lower back. Good. Feel that stretch in the hip flexors, the hamstrings a little bit. Now we're gonna add a little extra additional thing to this. We're gonna do an angle lunge with the spinal twist. So how angle lunge is, we're actually gonna go in a diagonal version. So instead of going straight. So take a nice big cut diagonally and do twist. Same with the other leg. Take a nice big cut diagonally and twist out to the side. As you can tell, these are all semi-stretches. Same time, kind of a workout. We're doing a handful of lunges here. Good. We're gonna stick it here, stay here. We're still gonna do those angle lunges. Now this time, we're gonna add a side bend to it. So it's gonna look a little something like this. Angle lunge, side bend. Here we go. Angle lunge, side bend. They'll help pull on our lats a little bit, and a bigger pull on our obliques. Nice and easy. We don't want to rush these reps. Really looking for quality. And I'm actually not counting my reps. Probably should be, but like I said, I like to keep it very personal. I go until I feel like I'm loose and limber. For those at home, feel free. If you want to go longer, you can. Wait until you feel nice and limber. Let's go one more. And relax for a little bit. So here we go. Next one. All right, a lot of lunges involved today. So next one we're gonna go into is a Spiderman lunge. So a little more difficult than your regular lunge. How a Spiderman lunge kind of looks, I'll demonstrate first. We're gonna take a really big step forward. Very big step, a lot bigger than your normal lunge. So you wanna bring your leg as far forward as you can. You're kind of almost gonna go into a push-up position a little bit. We're just gonna hold it there for just a split second. Nice and easy. And if you're anything like me, I'm very tight. So if it's really tough to get in that position, don't worry about it. Over time, we'll make our way into there as we get increased flexibility and mobility. So by now, your legs should be nice and warmed up. So our quads and hamstrings should be feeling a little fatigued. Like we mentioned before, it's a semi-stretch mobility exercise. Same time, it's gonna be a workout with a little bit of resistance. So, like I said, I usually like to hold my Spiderman lunge a little bit. You don't have to. I'm a fairly particularly tight person, so I like to keep down there and let it loosen up a little more if I can. Here we go. Feel that stretch in the hip flexors, adductors, hamstrings. One more. And relax. Not too bad. Alrighty, now we're gonna go onto your mats. Next exercise we're gonna do is called scorpions. So how this exercise is gonna work, it's gonna really help wake up and activate our glutes and our hamstrings. So we're gonna go ahead and lie flat down on our back. So, and from here, your hands, it can be, I usually like to have my hands to my sides, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. You can have your hands out to the side for more balance. And for that particular case, we're gonna do that today. How it's gonna look is we're gonna raise one of our legs. It doesn't matter which leg you start with. I'm gonna start with my right leg. I'm gonna bring it over and touch the floor on the other side. Nice and easy. Our goal here is to really activate our glutes as much as possible and our hamstrings. Let's do a few of these. Get a nice big stretch at the same time. We're waking up some of our hip musculature. Get a couple more in. Here we go. Really think squeezing the glutes. Last one. Good. Relax for a moment. See where we're at. All right, so by now, said our legs should be feeling a little bit. We're gonna get a little more resistance training here. So we're gonna go into an exercise a lot of Olympic weightlifters, strongman, powerlifters like to do. It's called the Cossack. How this kind of Cossack works is we're gonna get in a fairly wide stance. From here, it's gonna break down to a side lunge a little bit, and we're gonna bounce side to side. So here for a quick demonstration, we're gonna slide lunge first, how we're gonna start. From here, you're gonna feel that stretch right down your adductors, your hammies, and we're just gonna move back and forth, back and forth. So, like I said, one leg holds all the weight, carries resistance, while the legs extended will be in a nice stretch position. So on these, we're kind of mimicking a squat. So you really want to stay your torso really want to stay as vertical as possible. Sometimes you're tight, like me, it's tough to do that. But it's okay if you can't. We just try to get as much upright as we can. Back and forth. Put all the weight and resistance on the leg that's flexed, in flexion. Well, the extension, the leg extended, be nice and stretch. Go a couple more. The legs should be burning. Mine definitely are. Move on to the next thing. All right. Good. Stand up. We're gonna go ahead and shake our legs off a little bit, because now we're gonna get back into squat variation here in a little bit. So let your legs rest up for about 10 seconds. We'll jump to the next exercise. So the next one, we're gonna go to drop into squat. And what I like to call these are squat circles, or hip circles, knee circles. So normally a little wider stance is gonna be a little easier. So I like to go around shoulder width or a tad bit wider. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna drop down as low as we can. So this is really gonna help us adjust and get a feel of the bottom of the squat, where a lot of people are struggling with. So from here, you're actually gonna have your elbows right on your knees. We're actually gonna bounce up and go in a circular motion with our knees going down. This is really, really gonna wake up those glutes and fire them off. This is something a lot of people have trouble with. Same time, your quads will be burning quite a bit. Doing a partial squat. Good. Let's do about 5 more. Stay upright as much as you can. And let's go ahead and stand up. Relax. We're gonna do the same thing actually, except this time we're gonna rotate our knees and hips inwards a little bit. So here we go. Let's drop back down. Same concept. Moving in. We're gonna go up and down with our hips. This is really gonna help wake up our knee joint a little bit too. A lot of times we have hip or knee problems. What this does, it tugs on our tendons, our muscles tug on our tendons, which connects also to our bones. Said it's gonna really wake up the whole joint area. Couple more. And relax. Shake your legs off a little bit. Let a little bit of blood get back in there. Should be feeling it a little bit. Alrighty. Now, we're gonna get into our band stuff. Grab a band. You don't necessarily need a band for this, but if you do, it would actually add additional resistance. So we're gonna go ahead and lay down on our mats, on our back. We're gonna hook this band to about the palms of our foot. Like remember I said, you don't need a band for this, but if you do, like I said, it will provide extra resistance. So you're nice. From here, we're gonna have a straight knee. We're gonna pull it back. We wanna make sure with our band, we don't have any slack in there. So we wanna pull out the resistance a little bit. So the closer and the more you stretch the band, the harder this exercise would be. So as long as you have a little bit of tug in it, we'll be all right. So from here, straight leg knee. Go ahead, we're gonna push it and pull it down. We're going to use our hamstrings mainly and our glutes to push the weight down. At the top is stretch position. Go ahead and push it back down. Now we're contracting and tightening our hamstrings and glutes. Good. Let's do a few of these. There we go. Let's go a couple more. And we'll switch legs. Said stretch the top, contracts the bottom. You might feel this in your lower leg a little bit too. Good. Let's go ahead and alternate legs. All right, pull the slack out, and we're repeating. Tighten those legs, contract them, let it come back up to a nice little stretch. Like I said, you don't need a band to do this, especially if you feel like you don't need that much resistance. Without a band, we want to make sure our knees are very straight, especially at the top so we get that stretch a little bit. Sometimes I actually like to pull with my hands on my lower leg to get that stretch. Just push down, tighten up the hip musculature. Good. A couple more. For the ones that are using the band, remember if it's too hard, give a little more slack to the band. Let it slide out a little bit. Last one. But if it's too easy, pull up closer into the band to your body. Alrighty, so we're actually gonna stay in this position. Now from here, we're gonna work our abductors and adductors. So I'll demonstrate here. I'm gonna start first out starting going out. So have that slack on the band. As you pull out, your abductors are working. They're working against the band. At the same time, your abductors are being contracted. Your adductors and groin are being stretched. So same thing. Now we're gonna go inwards. So to really stretch out your hammies and abductors, an IT band, where your abductors doing the work. Just go back and forth. So without a band, this works just as well. Just remember, want to keep that knee relatively straight. Like I said, your legs should provide enough resistance for your body weight. But if you do a lot of lifting, a band's really nice to adding additional resistance. This is kind of a dual exercise. Hits both outside or outer abductor muscles and our adductor muscles. Good. Let's go ahead and switch legs. Same thing, I'm gonna start going on the outside first. Get the abductor and IT band, stretching adductors. I'll move immediately. Good. Here we go. Just get a few more good reps in. Now that we have a little experience with the bands, go ahead and modify the band as necessary. I'm gonna go ahead and pull in a little more. This is actually my weak side leg. I have a lot of trouble with my IT band here in the past, so I'm gonna add a little bit more resistance to help strengthen that area up. There we go. Let's go one more. And inside, and we're moving on to the next one. So, alrighty, let's see where we're at. That's in. All right, so we're gonna go ahead, now actually move into some upper body stuff. We're gonna do some push-ups involved. All right, we're gonna get into our normal push-up position right here. So before we go into our push-up, I wanna make sure, like I said, we want us all to find our normal width stance for our hands. From there, what we're actually gonna do is we're actually gonna take it out about a half a hand wider from here, and we're gonna go to wide push-ups. So we're gonna do a few of these. So let's do about 5 of these. And I said the wide push-ups are gonna make it a little harder. It's gonna put a little more work and stress on your shoulders and chest. If you need to, you can go ahead and be on your knees, like I said, for an extra modification if you need help. So here we go, wide push-ups. We're gonna go about 5. Now we have 5. Find a normal stance again. Now we're gonna go to regular push-ups. So your most optimal pressing position. Go 5 again. Come back up, relax for a moment. Now we're gonna go about half a hand in narrower. So this is gonna put a little more work on your triceps and take a little stress out of your chest and shoulders. Here we go. Keep those elbows nice and tucked. Really wanna feel it in our triceps. Good. So there's 15 out there. Let's go ahead and do this one more time. So find our normal pressing grip. Go out, hand out, half a hand, a hand out wider. Do 5. Back into our normal grip. Where you're most comfortable. Do 5. Now we're gonna go in, hit narrow stance. A lot of work on the tricep. And relax. All right, we're almost finishing up here. We're gonna have one back exercise over here, one dedicated back exercise. So we're gonna go ahead, lay straight down onto the mat. This exercise is called reverse snow angels. So it's very similar to exactly how it sounds. So we're gonna go ahead, put a forehead onto the mat. From here, we're gonna bring our hands out like we were doing a snowman, but we really wanna make sure our hands are not on the ground. We're gonna lift them up. And from here, you're gonna go down to your side, up, all the way extended. This is really gonna work your lats, your rear delts, your rhomboids. You really wanna think retracting those scapulas. Couple more. And relax. We're gonna go ahead and do this one more time. We're gonna let our shoulders and our back relax for a little bit. I'm breaking a sweat. So loosen them up. Sometimes we have a lot of back tightness. All right, let's go ahead and do this one more time. So forehead on the mat, hands out, and making snow angels. Reverse snow angels. Let's go 10 of these. Five more. Last one. And relax. So that will really set us up for the last exercise of the day. So it's going to be the overhead squat. Really need reverse snow angel really helps to wake up our rear delts, upper back muscles, rhomboids, like I said, which is what we really need for the overhead squat to stay tight and to have optimal movement. So from here, like how we were with the shoulder dislocations, we're gonna go with a wide grip. We're gonna bring it all the way up. So then we're gonna find our squat positions. Like I said, we really woke up our hips earlier. So from here, I like to go about shoulder width. Here we really wanna think, not just holding, pressing up with the bar. with a PVC pipe or broomstick, whatever you have at home. We're also gonna pull the bar apart as much as we can. This is gonna add for extra stability so it doesn't wobble around, shake. So here we go. That's the whole time we're gonna pull. We're gonna take a deep breath into our core. We're gonna squat down as low as we can handle and back up. Do about 10 of these. Remember to really pull apart, really contract the core. And this is why we have a lot of mobility drills. Like I said, this particular workout demands a lot of mobility from all major joints of your body, from your shoulder to your hips, to knees, and ankle. Let's go 3 more. Last one. Alrighty, relax for a moment. And you also don't have a bar or broomstick, it's all right. So you can still do this exercise. So without the bar, you really want to make sure our shoulders are back. I mean, so when we get down to that bottom part of the squat position, we really don't want to think having our hands shift forward, which is very common without weight. So that, because you don't have the extra tension and the ability to pull apart. So here we go. Let's go one more. Overhead. Directly up overhead. You really want our shoulders lined up with our ears. Pull apart. Deep breath into the core. And squat. Let's go 5 more. And if you have a problem gripping the bar, what usually helps is maybe try and go a tad bit wider. Last one, and finish. Awesome, guys. That is all for today's workout. So thank you for attending. Like I said, this is HRC Home Fitness Workouts, and have a good day.